Good morning. Today we have myself, Mighty Pete, and we're joined by the Gary Doherty. So we're just coming on for a bit of a chat this morning. And good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Pete. How are you, my friend?
100%. We're here to talk today about the power of intention, Gary. So tell me, what is your intention?
My intention is to turn up, show up every second of every day. That's how I'm feeling. That's what power of intention feels to me this morning. Overall, my intention is just to make a positive impact in the world. One event at a time, one webinar, connection, mastermind, think tank, meeting, network, anything like that is to make a positive change in the world, which sounds very wide and broad, and it is, and it's intentionally that. But today, it is to turn up and show up. I feel at the minute that I'm in the zone where it is grind and graft at the minute, and that's good. That's good because for me in my life, nothing worth having comes easy, and for me, and I don't want it to come easy either, or it's not worth having. I don't want it. It's that's the state of mind I'm in. State of mind I'm in is work hard, believe in myself, and go get it. That's the state of mind I'm in. And it's not for everybody, that state of mind, because that can be draining for some people, or it can be hard work to deal with mentally for some people. But it's mine, and I own it, and I'm comfortable in that. I'm comfortable. I'm going to say I'm comfortable in that state of mind. You know, that 3 feet from gold state of mind. That you're there, but you're not there.
Makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's sort of the Icarus, you fly a bit closer to the sun, and and that's the thing. You like to sort of feel the heat on your wings and really sort of get a bit closer, but the risk being is you go too far and you get too close.
Yeah.
But it is that measure. I mean, do you have to measure and balance your energy levels and your enthusiasm levels and things like that, or is it, do you find you can blast on through?
Mostly I can blast on through. Most of the time I can blast on through. Like yesterday, for example, it's not a healthy way of working. It's not typically a healthy way of working, and 10 out of 10 people would tell you not to do it. But yesterday, like, I blasted on through lunch. I had my dinner late. I just was feeling super energetic. It's super productive. I had multiple things I wanted to do, and I went and smashed every damn one of them. And then sat down late on evening with something to eat, chilled out, and enjoyed my evening. And I was productive, and that was my way. But when I'm in that flow state, see, when I'm in that focus, when I feel focused in on something, I best not take my eyes off it. It has my attention, and it has my intention. That I am going after it, and I was just in that zone yesterday. And when I'm like, that's why. But that's not. You couldn't do that every day. You couldn't do that every day. Like today, I'm a bit more balanced. I have Zooms spaced out. I will go for a cup of coffee with my wife in between. I will at lunch. We're planning our lunchtime. Do you know what I mean? When those days and moments present themselves, when there's opportunity galore and you're feeling it and it's there and it's there, well, jump all over it like a man possessed or a woman possessed. And that's what I done yesterday, and it worked.
I mean, do you see intention and success as being directly linked?
Related to your purpose. What's your purpose? If it's related to my purpose, then it's related to success. It's related to a successful life. It's related to a successful career or a successful business or a successful relationship. If it's related to my purpose, then it's related to success for me.
And just out of interest, I mean, when we talk about intention and the power and that sort of, that real sort of push and drive, I mean, who, the people would know, who jumps out of you for you that you think of?
Oh, about people that somebody I would look at
Yeah, you might say, well, that, if someone was you're trying to describe that intention, who would characterize that for you? Is there a certain person or celebrity or something like that that really is sort of kicking the door down and coming on through?
No, I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it. No, but I don't see, that's going to sound awful. If somebody listening to this here thinking I be inspired by other people's intentions, like, like yourself and Mairead and Pat and different people in their own genres and fields. I get inspiration from everywhere and motivation from within, but I get inspiration from everywhere. But in terms of somebody, like, I don't really feel, do you know what? I feel out on my own. I feel lonely. I feel away on my own. I feel nobody wants it like I want it. Nobody. And I don't even see it in anybody else. I don't feel it in anybody else. Nobody wants it like I want it. And that's just a feeling I have within. That's just me and being connected with my own desire, following my passion and my purpose. And I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't feel it and see it in other people. I get inspiration from other people, their intentions, their business, their plans, their achievements. Love it all. But I suppose I don't get close. I'm not close to anybody to know their soul, and know. I don't know. From the outside in, I don't see it. From the outside in, from distance, social media, from Zoom, I don't see it. Nobody wants it like I want it. And I would say that without fear of contradiction. People can,
when you talk about the power of intention, I mean, what characteristics or what attributes would you expect to see? And well, I suppose even what do you see in yourself? What says that is the power of intention? That's I am being intentional right now.
Having a definiteness of purpose and having the courage to say it out loud. I know plenty of people, Pete, right, and they're floating about and they're doing some good things. But if you ask me what they do for a living, I wouldn't even know hardly. They're a consultant. They're you know what I mean? They facilitate this. Like, if somebody asked you, if somebody says to you, what does that Gary Doherty boy do? Well, I would say they have a fair idea. You know what I mean? To be able to say, he's everywhere. He's doing this. He's flat out with Ted. That Think Network's everywhere. You know what I mean? I feel I've got a real definiteness of purpose, and I'm very, very clear in that. Sometimes I'm figuring out the how. Well, I'm always figuring out the how, but I know what ultimately what I know where I want to go, because I'm already there in my mind. It's figuring out the how to get there sometimes and navigate that is the thing. But I think you're genuinely obsessed with what you do. Like, you're obsessed with fire in the belly. I know you are. I can see that. Right? I can see that because of the content you're pumping out. Like, you're like, it's never too much a problem to jump on a call and do a podcast and do more content, and like God love your wife, and like, I can see that in you. Yeah, you said, when I said I can't see that, I can see that burning desire in you with what you're doing. But in terms of, for people, I think you need to be insane to your game. I think you need to be obsessed with what you're doing. I think you need to want it like nobody else in your field wants it. People might be doing it better than you right now, or me, or whoever, but they won't want it any more than you want it. They won't have that burning desire in their belly, the fire in their belly, any more than you or I will want it. And I think you need to have that. They see, if you don't have that, it's not your purpose. It's the wrong goal. It's the wrong thing you're chasing. It's not the thing. It's just one of the things. Like, I'm interested in training, but it's not my burning. No, it's not my desire. I'm interested in looking half decent, but it's not my. But it's not my. It's like I'm not out getting surgery. It's not my burning desire to be like Pete Longton. You know, it's not. It's not my. Like I have an interest in different things, but they're not. I'm not obsessed about them.
Yeah.
You know, so find what your passion is, follow it, find your purpose, become insane about it, monetize it, make it your life, live the dream. And that's what I'm doing right now.
You know, it's funny there. I mean, I want to love your energy when you talk about it, you know, and I suppose I'm conscious, you know, there's people there maybe say, I don't know what my intention is. I don't know what my gift is yet. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
I suppose, and as you speak, it's kind of going, and this is something I suppose, having spoken to other people and myself, is going, you know, just because you have the Think Network and the TEDx and all the rest, it's like you don't necessarily know where you're going to end up too. You know, you're actually the first thing, if you don't necessarily know, the thing is to one, I suppose, project your future self and say, listen, I just know I'm going to be capable of it. So let's keep turning up. Let's learn more, do more, be around more.
Yeah.
And know that, and just trust that actually that your niche, or your niche, as the Americans would say, you know, that your niches will sort of break ground, you know, the seeds that you sow and the context you have. But it is knowing that actually, you know, is to go in with that intention of going, listen, I'm going to turn up and serve me. I'm going in there with the intention of reading more, doing more, trying more, you know, asking more, being more.
Yeah.
And just, and that's the thing, because I know even people say to me, oh, it's okay for you, you got fire in the belly. And it's like, I didn't always have fire in the belly. You didn't always have Think Network, you know, and there's, you know, these things are not, it's not the stuff we're born with.
No.
And I love to say it's
follow your passion. Follow your passion is the message. You know, like if you have passions, like it was your passion. You had a passion to connect with people, to add value, to learn from other people, to record content. You had a passion for that. You had that inquisitive mind to do what you're doing, or you wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
It led you into doing what you're doing, and it's leading you into books, and it's leading you into, you know, series and maybe live TV, and you know, and all sorts. Follow your passion or passions. And whether that be the health industry, whether that be writing books, whether that be public speaking, whether that be health and well-being, whether that be gratitude, you know, that could lead you into selling a world best-selling gratitude journal. You know what I mean? Follow your passion and you will find a purpose. You'll find your purpose. And what that looks like as you're starting off, who the hell knows? You know, Henry Ford didn't wake up and say, I'm going to have a Ford car. He had an inquisitive mind about producing, you know, something mechanical. Ended up then, I want to have a car. And now it's the Ford cars that we all know, I was going to say and love, but we all know today on the road. And, you know, but that started from nothing, zero. And he failed with his first wave of investment. Didn't produce, when I say failed, he wasn't a success in his first wave of investment. You know, so follow your passion. Immerse yourself in it. Don't be doing it for the money initially. Do it because you love it. Do it because it makes your heart beat a wee bit faster. Do it because it makes you feel good. Do it because it makes others feel good. And then when you're into your neck in it, look left and right and think, how the hell could I monetize this? That mightn't seem overly strategic, and the likes of these big invest NIs and all the rest of it wouldn't like that sort of plan. But I'll tell you what, see crazy thinking like that there, crazy passionate thinking like that, you'll do things that other people aren't doing. You'll do something that nobody else is doing. People say to me about Think Network, about events, oh, Gary, you need to hurry up and do that because somebody else is going to do it. Nobody will do it like I do it. Nobody will do it like Think Network does it. There's events popping up in Zoom and hybrid studios every damn day of the week at the minute. I love them all. And you're looking at somebody that subscribes to them all, but nobody does it like we do it. Nobody is going to do it like I do it. Nobody feels it like I feel it. Nobody has the passion that I have. I watched a conference yesterday. I'll not name it, but it was a big conference paid by Intertrade Ireland or whatever it was, big conference. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, I love some of the content, but you don't do it like I do it. You won't do it like I do it. You don't have the passion that I have. You won't have the stamp that we have. You don't have the following that we are going to have. You don't have the momentum that we have. And it was just, so that's my approach to it.
I mean, that's the thing. And just thinking there, obviously, and it's I suppose it's scale and durability and things like that. I mean, how do you stay fresh and how do you keep, because it is, especially when you get longer into it and, you gather the baggage of being in the industry for a while and stuff like that, how do you stay fresh and stay hungry?
I'll tell you how you do. Here's the secret. There is no secret. What's your why? Now, that can be cliche to a lot of people, but I'll tell you what, it's not cliche to me. I know my why, and I know you know your why. You've shared it with me, right? That's where your motivation is. Mm. That's where your motivation is, your why. I am like a Formula One car with an unlimited fuel tank. That's what I'm like. I'm never short on motivation, ever in my life. Not 1 second of one day do I lack motivation. I might lack energy. I might lack enthusiasm. I might lack appetite. In moments, I never lack motivation. Ever, ever, ever. Mm. If you are somebody that you're wobbling with, I can't be bothered with that today, or I'm not feeling it, or I've had a row with my missus and I can't be bothered doing that podcast today, or I've had my children are playing up and I'm not really motivated, go to your why. Go to your why. I know what my why is. I'm going to share it on the 27th or the 11th at TEDx Cookstown, and I'm going to share it with the world. 27.3 million people are going to hear my why on the 27th of the 11th. I'm going to share my why. Find out your why. 7 levels deep. Hit Pete Longton up, Cleona O'Hara, me. We'll do a 7 levels deep with you. Pete, you've done 7 levels deep recently. You know what the why. When you sometimes you think you know what your why is, but when you go deep into your soul and your heart and you find out it's pretty moving, it's emotional. And I know what mine is, and there's not a man on this earth that will demotivate me or will put me off my plan. Not one. Man above, not a human being alive. Well, I'm unshakable and unstoppable in my pursuit.
Listen, I couldn't agree more, and as you're speaking there, I suppose, and that why, and I come back for me a lot of the times going is get the foundation right, because if you don't have the foundation, and stuff does change too, you might set off in the journey and think, yeah, this is my thing, and you listen to the stuff that you don't do, that's also telling you a story. People go, oh, it's procrastination or it's this and this and this is going, if you were really hungry, it would be done. Yeah. If it's not getting done, that's telling you something. People go, oh no, it's just being a bit lazy or it's too tired or whatever it is. And either you haven't focused in, because I know, I mean, we have a reading group every morning at 5:45 and people say, oh, listen, I must get up or I must do this. And it's like, you don't have to. You turn up here because you want to. That's very, very simple. And it's the language. I love the language, and anyone that talk to anyone, you go and listen, oh yeah, I should do that. As well, you shoulda, coulda, woulda, away on, but at least turning up and saying, I have decided to make a change. I have decided to go in search of my why. And that's probably something I wanted to get across, is because not everyone will know. And this is a momentous thing, in terms of you're just not going to wake up and go, I want to be Gary. I'm going to have a think network and I'm going to do this, and this, It could be a simple thing of, I've seen people and you could be the world champion in crochet, you could be the world champion skier, whatever it is. I mean, there's 50 billion, niches and things you can specialize in here. And thank God it's all going to be different,
Yeah,
as
sure.
you say.
I think that this stuff should be an education.
Yeah.
And yeah. I mean that. And again, not to give away too much of a very, very important talk that's coming up. But if I had known my why when I was 17, or is that a different subject, a different conversation? Because it's funny because my why would have been different, because my why is about my wife and my kids. I wasn't married with kids then. So, but my why would have been around the same thing. About people being proud of you and all the rest of it. My why would have been around the same thing, Pete. It would have been, but it would have changed to different people, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So I still believe at that age, if I had been more in tune at least if the conversations were happening,
Yeah.
it would have stimulated more thinking and thought processing at that time about this sort of thing, you know. But listen, everything happens for a reason. Timing is a beautiful thing. Time is a beautiful thing, because now I have my own children that I'm able to pass on this to. I talked to my son about his way. I talked to him about goal setting. He's got a big whiteboard up in there. He's setting goals, smashing goals all over the place. You know, we have gratitude jars down the stairs. We're expressing gratitude as a family, putting it out there, vocalizing it, thinking about it, feeling it. So, do I know something? I am grateful for all of that, the ups, the downs, and the sideways, because we're able to action it all now. Timing for everything.
And you know, and it's interesting you say that, because maybe that was all the fuel for your fire. You know, that's the thing, is because when you strike the match to light the bonfire, it's like you haven't just built this little thing that you can roast a couple of marshmallows on. You're going for a full on, you know, mega fire, you know, which is great, because that's the thing. It gives you all that ammunition. You know what you don't want, which is incredibly powerful. And that's so common for people out there, in terms of going, well, I definitely don't want this, and I don't want any more of that, and I don't want any more of this. Great, because that's all fuel for the stuff that you don't want, and you leverage off that onto the thing you do want. You know, I think it's so powerful.
And the thing that I do want is what I'm focused on now, not what I don't want.
Yeah.
See, what I don't want is not even on my radar. You know, truthfully.
Yeah.
See, at the minute, it's all about the where, like, you know, I visualize, you know, I've done this here with the American stuff and all the rest of it. I already visualize Think Network being in every country in the world as a brand and as a license, as a company. Like, my goal, one of my ultimate goals for Think Network to be the number one empowerment platform in the world, and we will achieve that, and we will achieve that by licensing it, and we will achieve that by having that in every major city and every country in the world. And that's a tangible target and a measurable target for me. Like, we won't have achieved that if it's not simple. You know, and we will if it has. And that's a very simple and crude strategy. And but I'll tell you what, I'm a very simple man, and I'm going after that 100 mile an hour.
Gary, in a couple of simple words, give us the power of intention, what it means to you then.
The power of intention means to me having the courage of your own conviction to own your own self and go after it like a man or a woman possessed, like your life depends on it, like it's more important than life or death. And I don't say that dramatically. Like, are you here to exist, or are you here to leave a legacy and live a life that is fuller than full? You know, just go after it like you really want it. You know, that's what it means for me, and I really want it. So,
Gary, it's been powerful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my friend.